5 things I would literally never do after spending the last 5 years of my life ingrained in all things holistic health and wellness. A juice cleanse, because it lacks all the basic nutrients that we need in a day, and two, actually all the sugar content just feeds the bad bacteria in our gut and makes issues way worse. 2, go back on hormonal birth control. Sorry, but artificial hormones are not going to fix or address the root cause, and in fact, they actually deplete the nutrients we need in our bodies to make our hormones run smoothly. So not only is it not addressing the root cause, it's making the initial reason you had to go on birth control worse, but you just can't feel it. 3, buy vegetable oils. There's literally no point because they are so inflammatory that they just make every issue in our bodies worse, whether it's gut, infection, everything. Inflammation is the reason we get sick, so just do not feed inflammation. So that means avoiding canola oil, peanut oil, soy oil, vegetable oils, and focusing on avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, and coconut oil. For a high intensity workout on my period, it's actually counterintuitive and can do more harm than good. Literally, I never thought I would believe that not working out can actually be beneficial towards weight loss than working out during your period. The whole idea is that our hormones drastically change during the 4 different phases of our cycle, and we should do what we can to be in touch with our hormones, be, quote, in the flow. And when we are in the flow, our body just works better, our hormones are balanced, all of it. But if we go against it, it can cause a lot of hormone imbalances and a lot more issues like weight gain, energy issues, acne.
Brush your teeth real good, and then eat yourself a piece of white bread. Chew it up real good, then run your tongue over your teeth. You can feel the film on your teeth. Go back, brush the teeth again real good. Grab yourself a nice, raw, delicious red apple and eat that. When you're finished eating it, run your tongue over your teeth, and you will find that your teeth are cleaner than before you ate it. Why? That's the reason why an apple is called nature's toothbrush. It cleans the teeth. Did you know it's not natural to brush your teeth? In fact, brushing the teeth is a sign that what you're eating is absolutely bad for you. So cows don't brush their teeth. Cow and the horse would never eat anything other than what nature provides for it, and so they don't have to have a...
I'm a holistic nutritionist, and here are 3 holistic hacks you need to know about. Getting direct sunlight in the morning can help regulate your circadian rhythm, helping you falling asleep and waking up easier. Walking barefoot on the ground, aka grounding, creates an electrical charge within your body that has an antioxidant effect. This helps with mood, blood flow, falling asleep, energy, and anti-inflammatory. Hugging a loved one helps release the hormone oxytocin, which is known as the cuddle hormone. It helps ease stress, improve your mood, and create calmness in your body. Like and follow for more wellness.
Very simple iodine test. You can get iodine from the chemist, and you paint it, say, on the inside of your arm, and you'll get a brown smudge. And then you just observe how long it's there for. If that iodine disappears within an hour, you've got low iodine. Well, how do you get your iodine up? You just put it on every day until it stays there. It should be there for about 5 hours. That's a very simple one, isn't it? And your thyroid's main food is iodine. And earlier in the week, actually it was yesterday, last night, I said that mercury gobbles up your selenium, and your thyroid gland needs selenium to convert iodine into thyroxine. And so getting the mercury fillings out is also important. You only need 5 Brazil nuts a day to supply all the iodine that you need in a day.
Y'all don't think it's weird that only in Western society is it deemed abnormal to be able to heal your body yourself? Anytime somebody mentions holistic medicine, y'all immediately call them a quack. Mad weird coming from the same people that go to doctors that get paid to prescribe you certain medicine that makes you sicker than you already are.
I am a primary care physician, and I'm frustrated, and this is not what I signed up for. I'm tired of our sick care model, and I'm not choosing not to participate. I got in this to help people get well, not harm them, protect them, lead them, teach them. And That's not what I'm seeing in the healthcare system. And so I'm choosing to take a different approach as a doctor for the sake of people that are relying on us to teach them how to be healthy. Someone tell me why. Why don't doctors tell you to take something as simple as magnesium instead of a stool softener, knowing that the stool softener dehydrates your bowels? Why don't doctors tell you to take D3 in the winter? Because you can't get it from the sun. It's gone, depending on where you live in the country, and it radically improves the immune system and impacts your sleep. Why don't doctors tell you to change your diet? You know, when you're having heartburn or indigestion, your body's literally revolting against you, instead of giving you something like Prilosec or Nexium, knowing that studies show that they're linked to kidney failures and osteoporosis. Why don't doctors tell you to focus on herbs or certain foods to heal? Why don't doctors tell you to lower the toxic chemicals that are inside of your house, knowing that it's 100 times more toxic in your house than outside? That might be causing you your constant headaches or your allergies. All the fragrances and chemicals and the toxic buildup that gets into our cells are what creates these things. Why aren't you informed by your doctor that if you eat something as simple as a grapefruit every day, that it'll support lowering your blood pressure naturally and you don't need or might not need a medication? That's why a person that's taking a blood pressure drug can't take anything with grapefruit in it. The same thing applies with a blood thinner telling people they can't eat green food. Why don't you just eat the green food? Why doesn't your doctor tell you to take something like an activated charcoal? Because it just soaks up toxins for like your headaches, or maybe you're bloated or you have skin problems, telling you that your gut is backed up, or you have, some kind of food poisoning. Because activated charcoal bonds those and removes them from the body. It's real simple. Why don't doctors tell you to use herbs or herbal teas to manage your pains or support your immune system or support your digestive function, knowing that these different herbs can help your organs? Proven. Have a lot of science on it. Why don't doctors, instead of suggesting you to take a prescription drug, why don't they give you something as simple as a probiotic every single day to help support your gut health and your immune health, knowing that we have all these friendly bacteria inside of us that need help? Why don't doctors create diets and lifestyle plans for patients instead of offering pills, when we know that over 90% of disease is due to lifestyle? Why don't we spend the majority of our time trying to prevent disease instead of treating it? Why don't doctors tell you to take something like a supplement to support your health prior to becoming sick, when we know that supplements and herbs can help prevent these things? Why don't doctors teach you to manage your emotions? Because that stress, that anxiety is going to lead to physical bodily damage, and the strain that you're under can play a significant role in your overall health. Why don't doctors take a real role in helping people be healthy in their lives? Doesn't make sense to me. Why aren't we helping people get healthy instead of taking care of them after they get sick? I think it needs to change. I believe that real health is possible. I believe that you're the solution. I believe that the greatest doctor in the world is inside of you. We're just messing it up. I believe it's possible for you to live good. We're just not getting the right information.
You think people are lying when they're showing you this? So go try it on yourself. It's weaker in the mornings and stronger in the evenings.
And guess what I found? Where is the mucus? It's in the skin, it's in the blood, and the lymphatic system that makes up the immunological system. That is where you find the mucus. Mr. Victor Herbert.
And continue. It's the strangest thing that I've ever heard, that you and I can talk about almost anything with our colleagues, but the minute you talk about the fact that an injection might have adverse effects and that there's other ways to deal with this, now we're quacks, we're loonies, we wear tinfoil hats. It's been a very long, drawn out brainwashing program, starting probably before this, but the one I certainly am familiar with is the Flexner Report in, I don't know when that was, 1920, maybe before, where John D. Rockefeller incentivized physicians, not unlike incentivizing physicians right now, to go out and expose naturopathic, homeopathic, osteopathic, chiropractic. All those medical schools were then accused of being quacks, and the only standard of care was petroleum-based pharmaceuticals. And that's where we are today.
Yes, and that's I call it the cut, burn, poison model.
Yep.
And I actually did a little documentary film about this. People may want to take a look at it. It's called Hippocratic Hypocrisy.
Oh, I totally want to take a look at that.
And, and it basically talks about the symbolism of medicine, how it was corrupted as the commercial forces of the petroleum industry came into play. And there's excellent historical works on that if anyone wants to look further.
And continue. It's the strangest thing that I've ever heard, that you and I can talk about almost anything with our colleagues, but the minute you talk about the fact that an injection might have adverse effects and that there's other ways to deal with this, now we're quacks, we're loonies, we wear tinfoil hats. It's been a very long, drawn out brainwashing.
Listen up. It's common sense.
Why don't doctors teach you to manage your emotions? Because that stress, that anxiety is going to lead to physical bodily damage, and the strain that you're under can play a significant role in your overall health.
Listen up. It's common sense.
Why don't doctors teach you to manage your emotions?
Pineapples aren't a fruit. Well, actually they are, but they aren't even real. You see, not long ago there were things we see in the supermarket today that never even existed 1,000 years ago. Only recently these things started being sold. One of these things is pineapple. Pineapple is actually red when found in the wild, but the one you see in stores is yellow and is so acidic it eats your flesh because it contains the enzyme bromelain. This is why some people might get a burnt tongue after eating pineapple.
Pineapple. What's wrong with pineapple? Pineapple is the worst fruit that ever was made. Beside kiwi. Pineapple was made from scratch. Pineapple would eat up. I found someone that spoke to me, and I didn't believe that he was lying. And 90 days later, I didn't have any disease. I didn't eat anything. I believe what he said. He said, don't eat for 90 days. Don't eat for 90 days, then how am I going to live? How are you going to live? The stuff you eat is killing you. So if you just stop eating it, that's a plus, because it's killing you. Stop it. What is a good breakfast? 3 glasses of water or 4. Why? Because that's enough. I found
to prevent or slow down cancer. Unfortunately, 1 out of every 2 people will get cancer. There are 2 vitamins with really good evidence behind them. The first is nicotinamide, which has been shown to reduce your risk of the most common type of cancer in the world by around 25%. The second is vitamin D3, which has been linked to a less severe type of cancer or preventing cancer in general. Check the caption for the details, tell your family and friends, and follow me, Dr. Charles.
Constantly. I just be overthinking.